Good evening and welcome to tonight's Sunday edition. We're coming to you live from Pockets Hill Studios in the capital city, Harare. My name is Joyce Mabika.
And I am Tanaka Munyenyua. Nobo Maungwa is at the sign language desk, and Marilyn Gwenya will be joining us shortly from our Montreux studios. Let's first take a look at the headlines.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa is in South Korea for the Korea-Africa Summit.
The summit begins this Tuesday.
In our look at I'm in African, we celebrate one great woman who is Ethiopia's first female president.
Abigail Tembo looks at the extensive diplomatic career of Sahle-Work, Zewde.
In our This and That feature, we get to know more about Mbare's covered market.
And in our look at sport, the Warriors to face Lesotho in a World Cup qualifier at Orlando Stadium on Friday.
And these are our leading stories in this bulletin. But first up, the main news. President Emmerson Mnangagwa is now in Seoul, South Korea, for the inaugural Korea-Africa Summit, which begins this Tuesday. Our chief correspondent, Ruben Barwe, with our first story.
At exactly 4:30 Sunday afternoon, Korean time, that is 9:30 Sunday morning in Zimbabwe, the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa and his delegation touched down in Seoul, South Korea. Almost 19 hours of flight from Harare to the Korean capital. He was welcomed by the Zimbabwean ambassador to Japan and Korea, Stuart Nyakochwa, senior Korean government officials and Zimbabwean embassy officials. In the presidential delegations were Ministers Anxious Masuka, Stembiso Nyoni and Professor Mutule Ngube. Ministers Frederick Shava and Tatenda Mavertera were already in Seoul. The Korea-Africa Summit that begins on Tuesday has seen several African leaders jetting into Seoul. Zimbabwe has interest to tap into how this country has developed so rapidly to become a global economic giant, sitting at number 12 after a terrible war in the 1950s. The President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, is expected to meet his counterpart, Mr. Yoon Suk Yeol, tomorrow before the summit, and 5 memoranda of understanding are expected to be signed, 2 by government and 3 by the Zimbabwe Chamber of Commerce. Ruben Barwe, ZBC News, Seoul, South Korea.
Government and its partners in the health sector has introduced the integrated specimen transport system meant to ensure efficiency delivery of critical samples, leading to quicker diagnosis and treatment of diseases.
Remote villages in Zimbabwe once faced a heartbreaking reality. Essential healthcare services, particularly crucial tests for HIV and TB, were hampered by slow and unreliable sample transportation. This resulted in agonizing waits for results, hindering treatment and jeopardizing health outcomes for patients. The story has, however, changed after the introduction of a fleet of dedicated motorbike riders under the Integrated Specimen Transport (IST) program. Samples can now be delivered quickly and efficiently, leading to quicker diagnosis and improved health outcomes for patients.
Ndandiri murwere ndade ndakafa kare. Saka ndiri kufara zvikuru kuburikidza nekuti viral load ikatogwa. Pari zvino ndiri kunzwa kuti utano hwangu hwadzokera pakare. Nengari yokuti maripoti tiri kuawana nokukurumidza kuburikidza navakomana vari kufamba nemudhudhudhu.
Ini ndiri murwere weTB. Ndakarwara kwenguva. Tichatorerwa matest edu paRoma pachipatara chiri paseri. Matest ainonoka kuuya. Asiko zvino tangoti ipapo.
Aiye zvino zvanaka. Kudhara aitononoka kuuya zvokuti dzimwe namba unotopedzisira watokoshiwa kuti ndakatorwa rini.
48-year-old Christmas Muchanga, one of the 5 riders operating in Goke North District, clocks over 160 kilometers daily, collecting and delivering specimens from the 22 facilities to the testing hub at Goke North District Hospital.
Tine route schedule yatinotevedzera iri kuyanga iri mulebhumamia. Saka on a Monday tinenge siyoza kuti tichaenda.
Director Laboratory Services in the Ministry of Health and Child Care, Dr. Raiva Simbi, speaks on the scope of the program.
We now have integrated sample transportation, which covers all the districts. So we were using HIV viral load as a tracer test. And we have managed to reduce our turnaround time from as more as 3 months to almost 11 to 15 days. And in some instances at the lower levels, the turnaround time is reduced even to a single day because of information systems that we have also deployed with the system.
The IST program being implemented by the Ministry of Youth and Child Care together with technical partners, the Biomedical Research and Training Institute and UNDP extends far beyond Gokwe North. 280 motorbikes and 8 provincial vehicles have been availed so far under the IST program to ensure timely diagnosis and treatment for HIV, TB and other illnesses countrywide. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Gokwe.
Back in the capital city, speed humps along Lighton Road in Harare have become a death trap for motorists who are being attacked by robbers during night driving. Wellington Makonese with that report.
Traffic congestion has become a regular sight along Lighton Road as a result of additional high-speed humps erected, with vehicles battling past nearly 10 within a kilometer, as this news crew witnessed. Robbers are taking advantage of the situation, with victims recounting their experiences in the past few days.
Vanhu vari kukomplaina every day, pari kubiwa every day.
Mfendi kuti panongoya munhu angosvika bam window otopwanya window rero akutotora zvinhu akutorwa pasi. Timota tiduku kuti tinoti kana tava kufamba zvezvi takusvika pahambo panoita kuteedza hambo kudaiwo ngozi kana vakamara nepadumbu apa panoteedza hambo saka patime iyoyo yavanodai saka mota dzinova dzawandisa vazaita sevadzazara.
Hongu munenge muchiti ari kuti ningirikina ari kudzivirira zvawoka but mahambo aya ari kukuwadza vanhu. Congestion iri kuwanda. Vharai mapoto.
Authorities have been called upon to rectify the anomaly.
Zviita nearly every day zvimahambo izvozvo izvi. Dzimwe nguva sometimes mapurisa anomboya panapa achita mani. Pamwe vanenge vamaona here mapurisa acho sometimes havaoneki. Asi kana vangoti ibvei vanhu
Lighton Road is one of the busiest routes in Harare, particularly during working days, as it connects major suburbs such as Kambuzuma, Warren Park, Mufakose and Budiriro to the central business district. Late last year, the city of Harare had to revisit speed humps in Highfield suburb, which had caused challenges for motorists. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
Still looking at crime, Harare residents have lamented a frightening surge in murder cases, with indications that more than 10 people are being murdered every week countrywide.
Chilling stories of murder involving altercations, some over petty issues. It appears some people no longer value the sanctity of life. Residents of Harare, Sekuwadzana and Zewde suburbs are worried by the rise in murder cases and have called for stiffer penalties and lengthy jail term for perpetrators.
Zvinhu zvakafanana nezvekuuraya nezvo hazvisi zvinhu zvakanaka. Nekuti munhu anofana kurarama life yake zvakanaka, ane peace, asingatyi. Kuuraya munhu kwakatoipa. Munyika medu mune maZimbabwe tasingazvizivi but tichikura kuti munhu anoponda munhu achiuraya munhu ngemombe zvinhu zvinotyisa.
Aiwa chinhu chakaipa chaizvo. Nokuti vanhu havazofambi vakasununguka. Ende zviri kuitika ndezvekuti chero nguva dzamusingafungire kuti vanhu vanobatwa chero 8 o'clock munonzwa zvichinzi vanhu vakavhiringidzwa.
Some of the murder cases under police investigations include that of Odende Matikiti, aged 63 of Gokwe, who was found dead near Kana Primary School. Preliminary investigations revealed that Matikiti was last seen arguing over lobola payment with his son-in-law Stanley Nkomo during a beer drinking spree. In another case, 27-year-old Mongamelo Mpofu of Gweluchena was found dead with a stab wound on the neck near Sebumane Keto Sale Marketplace on the 30th of last month, while a day earlier, a young and promising Kadoma cricketer, Scott Blessing Kamwise, was found dead with his body stabbed multiple times in Waverley, Kadoma. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Now taking a look at the security sector, in the face of emerging technologies where security matters are also evolving, legislators have been urged to recommend appropriate laws that ensure effective execution of duty by the security sector.
A 3-day induction workshop saw the Joint Portfolio Committee on Defense, Home Affairs and War Veterans and the Thematic Committee on Peace and Security converging in Masvingo. Speaker of the National Assembly, Advocate Jacob Mudenda, noted that legislators must advocate for allocation of more resources to the security sector, given their important role in ensuring peace, unity and development in the country.
It's your responsibility as committees to ensure that Home Affairs has some adequate funding. This will apply also Defense Forces, correctional services, the same. So we should not be ashamed that the budget of our security services is high. We shouldn't be ashamed because they are dealing with the sovereignty of the state, the security of the state, the territorial integrity of the state.
Presenting before the two committees, Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage Minister Honorable Kazembe said plans are on course to modernize and digitalize departmental systems under their purview.
This is what we came up with. It's a strategy for an integrated ICT policy, which aims to computerize all the departments and then integrate them for interoperability. This is what is happening the world over.
Ministry of Defense pledged its commitment to defend the sovereignty, territorial integrity and national interest of the country.
Defense forces, as part of the security architecture, are engaged in maintenance of peace and security, and as part of the Second Republic's engagement and re-engagement policy, the ministry has strengthened bilateral and multilateral defense security cooperation with other countries.
During the 10th Parliament, the two committees are expected to work on the amendment of the Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Act, National Heroes Act, the War Victims Compensation Act, among others. Ms. Martina, ZBC News, Masvingo.
South Africa's National Assembly will go into a coalition after no party garnered 50% of the votes cast in the May 29 general elections.
The country's Electoral Commission this Sunday evening announced how the seats will be distributed in the 400-member National Assembly. The African National Congress won 159 seats, Democratic Alliance 87 seats, while Umkhonto we Sizwe MK Party won 58 seats of the National Assembly. 39 seats were won by the Economic Freedom Fighters Party, while the IFP party has 17 seats in Parliament. The remainder of the seats went to smaller parties. Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mosoto Mopea, said the results were reflective of the will of the people, while President Cyril Ramaphosa applauded the people of South Africa for holding a credible and peaceful poll. Political parties now have 2 weeks to work out a deal before the new parliament sits to choose a president, who will likely still emerge from the ANC as the dominant winner in the elections.
Vulnerable communities in the Midlands province are the latest to benefit from the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's philanthropic works of providing warmth and comfort to those in need during this winter season.
In a heartwarming effort to extend warmth and support to those in need, patron of the Angel of Hope Foundation, First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa handed out blankets and groceries to vulnerable members of the community drawn from 8 districts of Midlands Province, namely Shurugwi, Gweru, Shishavane, Kwekwe, Chirumanzu, Gokwe South, Gokwe North and Mberengwa. Amem Mnangagwa, who is on record encouraging parents to live exemplary lives, was accompanied by his son Emerson Jr., who came to tap into the philanthropic work being carried out by his mother, the First Lady, so that he will emulate the tenets of benevolence and generosity. It was amazingly beautiful to see faces full of smiles as the elderly, persons with disabilities and child-headed families received blankets and an assortment of groceries comprising maize meal, sugar, rice, cooking oil, beans and salt. Students from Jairus Jerry Inclusive School also received their share. As he continues to inculcate into the nation the importance of reaching out to those in need, particularly the elderly, Dr. Mnangagwa has embarked on a countrywide program to provide essential winter support to vulnerable communities. Angel of Hope Foundation is not government funded but relies on donations from partners and well-wishers. In a show of transparency, the Mother of the Nation ensures all donated items reach the intended beneficiaries. Delivering her keynote address, Amem Mnangagwa, who is patron of environment and tourism, emphasized the need for communities to protect the environment and desist from activities which fuel climate change, such as the excessive cutting down of trees and igniting field fires. She stressed the significance of indigenous trees as a source of herbal medicines.
Ndauya kuzoti ndikuonei imewana mbuya nana sekuru vakwegura avo vane mitezo inonetsa apo neapo naavo vana vanogara vari voga tinovaziva tinogara navo naizvozvo ndo mapoka andavinga ende ndakuonai muripo makakwana. Tiri mumwedzi wechando nekuziva kwenyu kuti mwaka yachinja yapindana iye yatinoti climate change. Ndobva tabatwa nekuti hakuna kunaya zvakanaka mwaka uno. Kubva kwauya chando makanzwa chando chiriko chakati kwirire kupinda zvatinoziva. Climate change kana yauya iyi imwe inokonzerwa nekutema miti kwatinoita, imwe ichikonzerwa nekupisa masango kwatinoita. Zvino zvinozoti kana kwauya mafashamu tinokukurwa tose nekuti uswa hwakatsva toti miti takatema. Saka nazvouya zvinenge zvakutakura nesu mombe dzedu nezvose zviri pamusha. Tinoramba tichikurudzira kusatemwa kwemiti nekusapisa zvinotibatsira nekuti tine hukama nemiti, tine hukama neuswa ihwohwo.
The First Lady was amazed by the impressive responses she got from the elderly when she inquired on the importance of vegetation to the environment.
Ndiananga nditaurirawo kuti sei tichida uswa nemiti iyi pakugara kwedu nepakurarama kwedu.
Inini ndinoti uswa hunobata ivhu kuti risaite soil erosion.
Muti inotiamura pakutifemesa, ndio mweya watinofema.
Inovharidzira mhepo.
Miti, ivhu, uswa, upenyu. Isu patinofema mukati medu tifema mweya watashandisa unozogadziriswa nezvinhu izvozvo kuti tiufeme patsva wave kufemeka inonzi oxygen.
Mumiti imomo ndio matinowana mishonga, mashizha, makwati, midzi. Saka tiri kuti tidzokere kuchivanhu chedu. Makare kare vana mbuya nana sekuru makurire enyu maienda kuzvipatara, maingoenda pamuti uyu motora mashizha mototsenga matoita zvakanaka.
The Mother of the Nation drew attention to the significant impact of drug abuse on the lives of young people, adding that it is everyone's responsibility to combat this scourge. Amem Mnangagwa took a swipe on those peddling drugs, urging the public to report cases of suspicious traders. She urged elderly members of the community to form groups and take turns to teach young children good moral values through the popular Nanga Gota Ikliba program, which she introduced throughout the country. Commenting on some of the mischievous behavior they noticed among their grandchildren, the elderly lamented the way drugs have destroyed the future generation.
Mazuva ano zviri kuitwa navana vedu zvakati wandei. Zvimwe zvacho zvatisingafare nazvo. Navazukuru vamwe munogara navo vava mazviri. Ndezvipi zvandiri kutaura iyi?
Kutora kwati kuita zvinodhaka zvaraguka natorana nachibwe ndo zvapadza nyika. Ngatitsivire vana vedu mumatogara umu.
Tanetseka tavana maBP, tavane shuga nokuda kwavo. Zvigwere zviri kuuya ipfungwa nendangariro. Kare munhu waikura oenda mubhawa ava ne 25 years. iko zvinonenda ane 15 taikumbira kuti mapurisa vambonzwera mabhawa ese kuona saizi iri mubhawa.
Vana ndichingoona kudai vakomana vangoye mazundu kunge mwana asingavona asinganjere nekuti adhakwa. Zvinhu zvinosvutwa navana vedu zvinobikwa naniko, zvinouya naniko muno muZimbabwe.
Vana vedu panguva dzino vanotishungurudza zvikuru nokuponda vanagogo nokuvabira mari dzavo vasingadi kuenda kubasa.
Recently started in state yomwe akaponda baba wake asi takuita chakuti toona kuti vana vane vadya zvavadya vosvika vachiponda.
Dzidziso nerayiro iri kwese pamba pamunogara, kudanga kwamanovhura mombe nembudzi ikoko, kugadhi kwamaenda unotenga muriwo kana unodiridza. Tsuurai vana mbuya, tinonyanya kutarisira kuti imi ndimi mune dzidziso yakanaka yokuti vana vateerere, tobatsirana kuti zvifambe zvakanaka.
Midlands Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Owen Zewde, expressed gratitude to the First Lady for her dedication and commitment to support the most vulnerable, sentiments echoed by Senator Anna Shiri, Disability Constituency.
Muri Midlands, tinopupura mukati mechita chepasi rose maringe nepunduso yatinowana kubva mukubata kwa First Lady vedu Amai Mnangagwa. Tinoda kutendai amai nekuti nhasi vauya zvakare kuzowedzera pamusoro pemamwe mabasa avanotiraramisa muno muMidlands nemunyika yose.
Ndinofara zvikuru saseneta unomiririra disability nyika yose yeZimbabwe. Amai munotidadisa, amai murichengawo semananga, hapana risina mhonzi, muda vanhu vachireranerera. Aiwa vasingasarudzi munhu masimudza mhuri yeZimbabwe.
Beneficiaries could not hide their excitement.
Ini ndinoda kutenda Her Excellency Dr. Mnangagwa nebasa ravari kuita rokuchengeta mhuri yenyika yose yeZimbabwe. Mwari unofarira kuti vanogona kuita zvakanaka, vachengete nherera, vachengete chirikadzi, vachengete zvirema, vachengete harabwa.
Ndinotenda mai vatipa zvinhu, ndonodza nechizukuru changu nemhana yangu inonichengeta. Ndichitenda kuti Mwari ave nemwi, akuwedzerei, murambe makadamubatsira norudo rwenyu rwaishe Jesu. Amen.
Ndinoda kutenda Amai Mnangagwa vatirangarirawo nezvinhu zvavatipa. Hatina vabereki, ndinogara inini nemunina wangu. Mai vangu nababa vangu vakashayika, tongogara tiri tu.
The First Lady has left no stone unturned in providing the much needed hope to the less privileged. Festus Mkunguruse, ZBC News, Gweru.
We now cross over to our Montrose studios. Marilyn Gwenya is on standby with more. A very good evening, Marilyn, and it's over to you.
Good evening and many thanks to you, Tanaka and Joyce. And now in our following report, villagers in Bethel area of Gwanda South have commended the Second Republic for being cognizant of the people's needs after it availed furniture and building material for schools in the area.
One of the characteristics of the Second Republic, as enunciated by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, is servant leadership. The Bethel community of Gwanda South can attest to this characteristic after the local legislator, Honorable Umpile Marupi, who is also the Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, mobilized furniture and building material for Bethel primary and secondary schools.
Sibe siswela ukuthi singenza njani njalo labadala ngokuchaya kabe ngelazimali so sibona no MP usiphakamise kakhulu ngoba kwakhathi sesiwazi ama-class angu-2 sizaqalisa ufaka i-floor.
Uqakatheke kakhulu ngokuthi angisathenga izitulo ngoba sengilazo, sengiyathenga okulutshwane, angisathenga izitulo endeke.
Kuba lobunzima kakhulu mntanami ngoba abazali labo kunje indlalo uyayibona imali aziphume, but lokho esisunduza sincenga ukuthi hayi imali ayibe khona. So lokhu sokusilamulele kakhulu isipho esizasincedisa okwesikhathi eside ngoba la iquality yakhona ungakhangela izitulo lezi azifani nalezi ezinye.
Ya kuza improve even your handwriting ngoba abantwana kule correct posture kumele ahlale kiyo nxa ibhala. Yeah, but nxa ehlezi phezu kwebhaketi kumbe equthile kumenza angabhali kuhle.
The legislator reiterated government stance on inclusive development.
Lokho is a way of motivating the young ones because ikwelapho kuphuma khona ama future leaders. I came from here and we expect ukuthi kwanena kuphume ama engineers, ama scientists la because ikhuthaza ukuthi izikolo ziyakhe ama laboratories ukuze abagijime bahambe le NDS1 yona eqakathekisa i-education 5.0 emumethe i-heritage syllabus.
Matabeleland South has seen improvements in schools with the deployment of teachers having improved in the borderline areas like Chanyaugwe, Slonga and Buvuma among others. Computers have also been provided to schools such as Ntepe, Karanyemba and Nkwale among others. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News.
The ruling ZANU-PF party says the cell restructuring exercise remains critical in ensuring a strong membership and support base.
The ZANU-PF Masvingo leadership met this Saturday for a provincial coordinating committee meeting where the cell restructuring exercise was high on their agenda.
Tatumwa nomusangano kuti tione kuti taparura chirongwa chokuti munhu wese apinde musero. Sero redu ZANU-PF kana kuri kumusha rinoteedzera mavillage. Village yega yega inenge iri sero.
ZANU-PF Masvingo provincial chairperson Comrade Robson Mavenyengwa noted unity is critical during the cell restructuring exercise.
Zvakatikoshera nekuti masero metinoonera kusimba kwomusangano wedu ndo metine tichitoona kuti membership yedu yakamira sei kuti kana tine zvetinoda ingava election ingava chi tichitoziva kuti isusu population yedu yakamira sei nekuti tine maregisters acho.
The ruling party regularly conducts the cell restructuring program as it lays the foundation of its support base.
Speaking on the sidelines of the ZANU-PF Provincial Coordinating Committee meeting held in Bindura this Sunday, newly appointed National Political Commissar Comrade Mnyaradzi Machacha revealed the party has started cell restructuring in line with its regulations.
Kuno tatauya nechirongwa chokusangana noutungamiri hweMashonaland Central hweZANU-PF kuti tizivisane nechirongwa chokugadzira masero eZANU-PF. Sokuziva kwamunoita masero ndiyo the lowest organ yeparty yedu uyezve ndiyo foundation pahwaro ihwo hwemasero ndiwo patinovaka all other upper organs and structures of the party.
ZANU-PF Mashonaland Central Province congratulated Comrade Machacha on his recent appointment as the National Political Commissar.
Toda kutora mukana uno kutenda president vedu kuti vakatiremekedza seMashonaland Central Province kupa basa iri kuna Comrade Machacha who is a war veteran and vagara vari mucommissariat.
Tinoda kutenda president zvikuru ndokuti watito recognize as Mashonaland Central ndisu tinovhota zvakanyanyisa kunaka. Saka tinotenda zvikuru zvawatiitira kutipo upisi kunoku kuti tive na pisi taakuwanika tiripo patop 10 ipapo.
Mashonaland Central Province also approved co-options of the different wings of the party made recently in line with the party's constitution.
In Mashonaland East, ZANU-PF Provincial Chairperson Comrade Daniel Garwe told this news crew at a Provincial Coordinating Committee meeting in Marondera this Sunday that the province is geared for the restructuring program.
Kufara kuti chirongwa chakamirwa nevanhu kwenguva yakareba chazosvika. Vabima vakatumwa nemusangano kuti vauye kuzotitsanangurira mafambiro atichaita pakuumba masero emumaguta neemumaruwa.
ZANU-PF Politburo member Comrade Mike Bima outlined the party's restructuring program which will start at cell level.
Masero atiri kuvaka haazokuti tavaka takutoita ma-elections. Ndosaka takati aiwa vaya vakatarisira kupinda muma-DCC ayo chimbozororai nokuti hatisi kumbozoita ma-elections kusvika tabvuma kuti masero edu ndechokwadi.
Restructuring program will start with inter-district meetings in all districts in the province.
We celebrate one great woman who is Ethiopia's first female president. We have that and more in our I'm an African feature. A sneak peek into African history will reveal that a few women have ascended to the presidency. We celebrate one such trailblazer, Sahle-Work Zewde, Ethiopia's first female president.
Sahle-Work Zewde, Ethiopia's president since 2018, is a trailblazer in more ways than one. Not only is she the first woman to hold office in that country, but her extensive diplomatic career positions her as a strong leader on the world stage, advocating for peace and development in Africa. Born in 1950 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Zewde studied natural sciences at the University of Montpellier in France. Upon returning to Ethiopia, she joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, embarking on a distinguished diplomatic career spanning over 3 decades. She served in Senegal, Djibouti, and France, where she was Ethiopia's ambassador to UNESCO. Zewde's diplomatic acumen shone through her leadership roles at the African Union and the United Nations, where she served as the UN Special Representative to the Central African Republic and later as Under-Secretary General for the UN Office to the African Union. This experience equipped her with a deep understanding of the complex challenges facing Africa, particularly issues of peace building and regional cooperation. She reached the pinnacle in 2018 as a nation synonymous with resilience made a historic choice. Ethiopia placed its trust in Zewde, elevating her to the presidency. This was not just a symbolic gesture, it was a powerful recognition of the immense potential that female leaders hold.
If the history of Africa was written by Africans and by women Africans, I think we would find many unsung heroes who are women. But that's not enough. We know the state of affairs. In Ethiopia, the government has taken a bold decision to bring gender equality and women empowerment at the heart of what we do. My coming here is a result of that.
President Zewde, with the wisdom of a seasoned diplomat and the unwavering spirit of an African giant, took the helm, guiding Ethiopia through a period of political reform and social change. Following Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's rise to power in 2018, a period of political and social reform began with Zewde, a respected figure untainted by past political affiliations, seen as a unifying move. Zewde's presidency focuses on national unity and reconciliation, crucial aspects of Ethiopia's ongoing political reforms. She advocates for peace within the country's borders and throughout the Horn of Africa region. Additionally, she champions the role of women in peace-building initiatives. On the international stage, President Zewde has been a vocal advocate for Africa's development. She emphasizes the continent's potential for economic growth and social progress, urging the international community to forge partnerships for sustainable development in Africa. Zewde's presidents hold a significant symbolic weight. In a country with a patriarchal history, her rise to the highest office is a powerful message for Ethiopian women and girls. She serves as an inspiration, demonstrating that women can excel in traditionally male-dominated spheres. President Sahle-Work Zewde stands tall as a true African giant, paving the way for a more prosperous and equitable future for the continent. Her story adds another powerful chapter to the ever-evolving narrative of Africa's rise.
And that's it from myself, Marilyn Gwanda, and the Montrose crew for tonight. Sunday edition is off to a break. Do join Joyce and Tanaka on the other end for more.
This
is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals, along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show. It's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible, with denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins. It caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZIG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions, but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
Shumba Plus Dust, the extra strong grain protector. More power for less money.
It's 9 jumping into
Welcome back. You're still watching the Sunday edition. Thank you for staying with us. The Mbare Covered Market is a building shrouded with many myths. In our This and That feature tonight, we take a look at Mbare's Covered Market, popularly known as Musika Wenganga, the hub of cultural artifacts and tourism.
Everything and anything can be sold in Mbare. Though said in jest, the urban adage could prove true, as the suburb is more than just a marketplace for goods but education too. For generations, it's a place that has become known for its name, but what happens inside tells a different story. Mbare Covered Market is a hub of cultural tourism. Far from the myths that people talk about, the market is a reflection of Zimbabwean culture that needs to be preserved and promoted through education. Here you find everything that you need to know about Zimbabwean heritage. And to demystify the place is Mrs. Joyce Musa, who inherited a love for traditional artifacts from her mother, who was among the first women to ply their trade in the market.
Musika wedu anamai vedu wakautanga 1965. Kuvaka vaitengesera panze. Saka necouncil yakanga iriko mazuva iwayo. Vakazonzi vabvise ma 25 cents ainzi makoroni kudhara aya. Ndoa vakabvisa kucontributa kuti vavakirwe musika. Vachibva vavakisa musika wavo vega. Vachibhadhara ma 25 cents enguva iyoyo anga ine chiremerera. Saka ndo matangira akaita musika unoyu. Asi pawakatanga musika unoyu kubva kuma 1965 ikoko kusvikira 1980 paindependence muno maitengeswa mavegetables. After independence vakazovakwa retail market. Ana medu abva wanzi muno makufanirwa kutengeswa zvinhu zveculture, uko kotengeswa mavegetables. Saka munhu waisarudza kuti urikudawo mavegetables here kana kuti udawo culture. Musika wedu unoyu unonzi Mbare Covered Market. Tinotengesa zvinhu zveculture chete.
Traditional tools trader Alan Mungana passionately speaks on how the covered market is home to showcase his versatile artistic appreciation of cultural heritage.
Musika unoyu wakamirira kutengesa zvinhu zvepasi chigare. Zvichireva izvo kuti kune vamwe vanhu vanouya vachizviti n'anga. Vanhu ivavo vanozviita sing'anga, vanouya vachitora zvimwe zvinhu muno. Vozoenda kunoshandisa kwavanenge vachigara vachibatsira varwere wavo. Asi muno amutengeswe mushonga.
For those who come to buy, the market is a necessity for their day-to-day and cultural heritage.
Tinoigamuchire zvakanaka culture iri pedyo nesu patinotengesera nekuda kwekuti tinoona vanhu vakasiyana siyana. Wamwe vanobve kuna South Africa, wamwe unoona Botswana vachiuya kutenga zvakasiyana siyana.
To get the day going, a drum or two would not do any harm. After all, it's Mbare Musika Wenganga. Anything goes.
Well, an interesting market there where you find anything and everything to do with our heritage and culture. It's now time for our Sunbiz. Up next. Enhancing the global competitiveness of small business players through knowledge and funding took center stage at the inaugural ZB Financial Holdings Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Expo held in Bulawayo this Saturday.
The ZB Financial Holdings SMEs Expo ran parallel with the conference where small business owners were capacitated with knowledge on the importance of formalization and collaboration in advancing their enterprises. With the inaugural Expo having afforded over 60 SMEs an opportunity to network as they exhibited their products, the financial institution's Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Elisha Chivori, said the bank strategically invested in empowering small businesses to advance economic growth.
In terms of our strategy, we are very vested in terms of the environmental, social and governance issues. And because of this, one of the legs that we look at, the social aspect of it, all the over 65 SMEs that came here today did not pay a single cent in terms of exhibiting, and they also include customers and non-customers. So we look at it as our contribution to society and also for growth of the SMEs. We want them, when they come here, to be able to network, get suppliers, and also get customers. So it's something that we really value as ZB Financial Holdings.
Bulawayo Chamber of SMEs Chairperson Mr. Costin Ngwenya commended the bank for empowering SMEs as the country pursues an upper middle income society by 2030.
We commend ZB for doing that. This is the first one of its kind to be done by a financial institution, Bulawayo. So we really commend that. If we're at the right time, because our trust now is to grow.
ZB Financial Holdings recognizes the critical role SMEs play in driving economic growth and employment creation, hence the need to empower small businesses with the necessary tools and resources to succeed. Lisa Masu, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
There's a look at Sunbiz. Up next is our science and technology feature. Zimbabwe is recording major milestones in innovation thanks to the ongoing implementation of Education 5.0 model. In our Science and Technology feature tonight, we explore the use of virtual chemistry lab software, which enables students to conduct experiments in a virtual environment.
The pursuit of an economy that is driven by science and technology has jolted innovative minds into action. One of them is Tendai Gatawa, a computer science student at the Midland State University, who has developed a virtual chemistry lab software. It is a handy tool open for use from primary school level to tertiary education.
With empowering students and educators and researchers with a tool that is able to conduct experiments at any given time without waste of resources and consumables, we are able to grant them the ability to bridge the gap between theoretical education and practical education, whereby you have to just wake up, prove your theory, or do an experiment without setting up an expensive lab.
Through the use of a virtual reality VR technology, experiments are conducted in a virtual environment.
You wear the headset and you'll be able to interact in the lab. So you'll be able to grab virtual apparatus, mixing virtual chemicals and getting results. So the same results that you'll be getting in the actual lab is the same results that you'll be getting in the virtual lab. And so the lab is there to facilitate the process with a hands-on, or to educate yourself with a hands-on. We have again incorporated an artificial intelligence virtual assistant or a virtual teacher that will be able to help you and to educate you and to assist you. It's more like a lab assistant.
The Education 5.0 model has seen universities defining their niche in the National Economic Transformation Agenda. Karejushe, ZBC News.
Oh, that's an amazing innovation there. Goodbye to beakers, goodbye to chemicals. And well, it's now time for a break. When we return, we give you the latest in our sports buzz.
This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals, along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show, it's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible, with denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins. It caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZIG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions, but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
Asipoha,
ko in the OK Grand Challenge expo promotion asipo hapo ongekoga ko in the OK Grand Challenge expo promotion.
It's 9 o'clock. Jumping into the green please leave a message.
Shumba Plus Dust, the extra strong grain protector. More power for less money.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We now give you the latest on what's buzzing in the world of sport. The Zimbabwe senior men's football team, the Warriors, trooped into camp in Johannesburg, South Africa this Sunday ahead of their make-or-break World Cup qualifier against the Crocodiles of Lesotho, set for Orlando Stadium on Friday.
Under the tutelage of interim coach Jairus Tapera, the Warriors regrouped in Johannesburg ahead of Friday's blockbuster qualifying tie with Lesotho. Zimbabwe Football Association competitions manager Simbarashi Gochera confirmed everything is in place for the tie against Lesotho after the foreign contingent of players joined South African-based players in Johannesburg for camping. With 2 points from 2 stalemates against Rwanda and Nigeria, the Warriors should punch above their weight and defeat Lesotho if they fancy their chances of making it into the world's football showpiece. Zimbabwe will get their qualifiers rolling with a clash with the Crocodiles at the giant Orlando Stadium before colliding with host South Africa 4 days later in a potentially explosive encounter in Bloemfontein. Mthokozi Zewde, ZPC News, Bulawayo.
Zimbabwean athletes have expressed their readiness ahead of the 2024 edition of the Comrades Marathon.
Local long-distance athletes are ready for the 85-kilometer challenge that awaits them in South Africa after putting in strong preparations ahead of the race. The 85-kilometer uphill race will begin at the Durban City Wall and ending at Hollywood-Bet Scottsville Racecourse in Pietermaritzburg. ZBC's Nyasha Marira, who won bronze last year, is looking to better her exploits this time around, along with 331 other Zimbabweans who will be involved in the race.
I'm ready to go and get my medal. I've been training since January, and those training were hard. At some point, we would climb mountains, would go and train in the mountains, in the hills, like 60 kilometers. In hills, so I can safely say now I am ready to go and get my medal.
I can confidently say I am more prepared for it because we have taken time to train. We went all out and we have given it our all.
The athletes have been training since January, and on Saturday, Riot Zimbabwe hosted a Comrades send-off marathon at the Mutangadora hideout. Team Zimbabwe will depart for Durban, South Africa on Thursday, 3 days before the race on Sunday. Reinaud Ngwarati, ZBC News, Harare.
And that's our look at our sports buzz, and we are vying behind our very own Nyasha and of course Lillian. I promise you they will do us proud. It's now time for our showbiz. Thousands thronged Tongoview grounds in Eastview, Harare, where the country's biggest radio stations, Radio Zimbabwe and National FM, held a roadshow to educate the community on various issues, including drug and substance abuse.
Dubbed the Clash of the Giants, the roadshow was an opportunity for ZBC's Radio Zimbabwe and National FM radio stations to inform, educate and entertain. Besides entertainment, it was also a moment of learning as various issues took center stage, including the menacing drug and substance abuse.
Nanzwa kufara zingaite nekuona washuya kuno kutadzisa zvakawanda pakuti like nyaya yema drugs yangaitaurwa itatsa zvakawanda kuti madrugs anokuwadza.
Tiri kunzwa kufara nezvataitwa nzvimbo yedu yeCaledonia. Inzvimbo kuti muratidza kuti mukutisimudzirawo munyika yedu, vanhu vedu muchitidzidzisa zvakasiyana-siyana. Toziva kuti taita vana vedu vapera nekumwa mutoriro, but iye zvino kana pane munhu anoteerera avhura nzeve dzake anzwa zvichitaura munhu abata mashoko.
Zvinhu zvinofadza ndezvo kuona ma-DJ nevaimbi nevashamarari veNational FM neZBC.
The national broadcaster is committed to fulfilling its mandate to entertaining its listeners while also educating and informing.
We have a mandate at ZBC radio services to entertain. Yes, we educate and inform, but we are moving with this theme to entertain our people, and our theme is Zimbabwe Yakadirwa Uchi Unujikupela Indebele. And we don't just entertain people, however, we have partners who have come with us, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, also taking this opportunity of having this big gathering and millions of people listening at home to preach the gospel of the Zig currents.
The road show was also an opportunity for the Ministry of Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training to spell out some of the opportunities the Second Republic has created for young people.
This is the platform that we are actually capitalizing on to meet the youth, telling them how they can be part and parcel of this bigger project, telling them how they can enroll, telling them how they can get in touch with our district offices so that they become part and parcel of the youth service in Zimbabwe project.
At the same event, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe took time to educate people on the country's newly introduced currency, the ZIG, while the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe spoke about the set-top boxes which enable Zimbabweans to access all local television stations. Patience Nyagato, ZBC News, Harare.
A great initiative right there. Meanwhile, the Bulawayo Arts Festival kicked off this Saturday with a celebration of Bulawayo Day, which saw the city's legends being honored through a musical show themed Kontutu Legends concert.
Artists took time to celebrate legends from the city of kings and queens through performing songs of legends, marking the commencement of the Bulawayo Arts Festival this Saturday. The artists put up polished performances and added their own flares when they performed songs by some of the city's legends. Some of the city's legends honored include Albert Inyati, Sandra Ndebele, Beata Mangete, and Black Mfolosi, among others.
What peace? What justice? Whose peace? Whose justice? How do you expect me to be peaceful in a world without peace? How do you expect me to be just in a world without justice?
For us lovers, the focus of the festival on Bulawayo legends brought out the unique culture that the city is endowed with.
Enjoying our performances which the artists are doing.
I'm namhla ngiyathaba sibili ngokuzwa ingoma zabantu abasishayo like oBeata Mangete lathi siqhakathekisa isiko lethu.
Because music brings people together. No matter whether umhlobano yini, but music brings people what? Together.
Besides honoring the city's legends, a gospel explosion show was also held this Sunday as part of the Arts Festival, which will run until this Wednesday. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
A man of the moment, Killer T, is still on top of the charts with his hit song, Kananda Nyura, which claimed pole position again this week.
Kananda Nyura by Killer T is still the most loved song on Power FM Top 40 chart after retaining first position this week. A collaborative effort, Wakawandisa by Shinsoman and Khadija, is also doing well on the chart, claiming 4th position from 18 last week. Bling 4 was this week's biggest dropper, moving from 5th to 27th with this song Ama 2K.
Vunze ama 2K kuti warufunge wanoona benzi kana zimota awana basa nezvawanda kuti manheru warufuge as long as mfoni mngoni data it's a good day.
6 new songs joined the race this week, including Saint Flo's Urkukwata on 9th and Tami Moyo with Rakadaro on 11th. Where I'm Going, a song where Gemma Griffiths sampled the late Bob Nyabindi's Chabuda Apana, also joined the chart this week on position 19. Patience Nyagato, ZABC News, Harare.
Gospel music lovers in Marondera were left calling for more after being treated to a variety of gospel songs at the Apostolic Gospel Ministries International Music Concert in Marondera this Friday.
First to call the shots at the well-attended show was Tawanda Moyana and the United Choir, who kept fans away from their seats. Not to be outdone was Donovan Makuzo, who left the house calling for more. Joshua Zenenga made sure those who were feeling cold felt the heat as his performance ignited the house. Uncle Pride Nyaoda did not disappoint with a polished performance. Bishon Mguragure and the Great Commission reserved the best for last, putting the lead on a great gospel night. Gerald, ZABC News, Marondera.
It looks like there was something for everyone this weekend. It's now time for our weather report and Focused up next.
Good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome to tonight's weather report and forecast. Hope I find you well. Looking at our satellite image, we had a bit of cloudy conditions over the western parts of the country as of this morning, but however, by mid-morning, those clouds were fading off. This was because of this cloud system which is over South Africa, giving us continuous rain over those South African states. But for Zimbabwe, we're not expecting much, just touches of cloud over the southern parts of the country. That's tomorrow into the southern parts of Manicaland in the later parts of the afternoon. The rest of the country should be generally sunny and warm for the bulk of the day. Should be much warmer even over Mat South and Masvingo. We're expecting more sunny conditions than they were today. And as such, over we're expecting a maximum of 26, 28 into Bulawayo, slightly warmer than it was today. Wells Square is at 24, 27 into Mutare. Kwekwe is at a maximum of 29 by afternoon, but morning temperatures as in the cold category. We're expecting a minimum of about 8 degrees Celsius over Kwekwe Kadoma at 29 also by afternoon. For Masvingo, expecting it to be 32, slightly warmer, where today it was at 31, but for Chinoy, similar to today, we're expecting a maximum of 38 in the morning over Lupane, much colder also for Bindra. We're expecting a minimum of 9, but it rises up to 28. 25 is our maximum for Marondera, beginning off with a morning temperature about 7 degrees, which is also very cold with chances of frost over that area. Chances of frost are also projected over Matopos, as well as Nyanga, but for Victoria Falls and Karibo expecting maximums in the 30s, same for Great Zimbabwe, slightly warmer than it was today over Great Zimbabwe. Nyanga is at 23 by afternoon, 27 and 28 for both Chimanimani and Matopos by afternoon, making them much warmer than it was today. For our outlook period, it gets more sunny even over the southern parts of Masvingo and Matabeleland South, as well as Manicaland. We were expecting just mostly sunny skies over most of the areas, but it should be rather cold in the morning, becoming much warmer as the day progresses. That's all from the weather and forecast. It's been a pleasure, Zimbabwe. I'm James Goma Jr. for the Met Department.
Many thanks to you, James, for the weather report and forecast.
And that putting a cap on tonight's Sunday edition from myself, Joyce Mabika.
Myself, Tanaka Munyenyiwa, Noble Maungwa at the Sign Language Desk, Madeline Gwenya, who joined us from our Montreal studios, and the entire ZBC News team. We leave you watching our video of the week, and our video for this week is titled Mweyamutswene by Mother Chimuka.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Good night.